This is Buddhagang friendship, and it is Buddhagang work. But it's not like the work praised by the Protestant ethic and spirit of capitalism. You'll see. I will show you what a friend said and how I responded. It's a good example. This image was on the post, but I was really breaking down the Buddha story, as told by the ancient ones in the sources. This verse from the Buddhacharita 576 is often translated into English using language that doesn't carry the full karmic weight of the original Sanskrit. Companions is too soft. Friends is closer, but still unclear. Because in the early Buddhist tradition, Sahaya, the word used here, is not just any companion. It's the one who walks with you and bears the burden. A true ally, a karmic presence. This is a cousin of Kalyana Mitra, the good friend. The one the Buddha said is not half, but the whole of the holy life. Surface translation, typical modern rendering. Companions are easy to find in battle, or in the happiness obtained by winning worldly objects, or in attaining wealth. But companions are hard for a man to find who has fallen into misfortune, or when he flies for refuge to Dharma. Not wrong, but not fully right either. The shape is there, but the punch, the fire, the contrast, it's all dulled. It doesn't show how Sahaya is being measured not just by presence, but by purpose. Not just quantity, but quality. Word by word break. Sulabha, easy to find. Su, how good, beneficial. Labha, shira, to obtain. Samyuj, in battle, not just war, any striving. Social battle, work struggle, life achievement. Sahaya, companions, helpers, friends. From Saha, together with plus Aya, to go. Not just someone there, someone moving with you. Visaya Vaptasuke, in the pleasure of gaining sense objects. Visaya, sense objects. Avepta, obtained. Sukha, pleasure. Dana Janva, or in acquiring wealth. Dana, wealth. Arjana, gaining. So yes, it's easy to find people who show up when things are going well. When you're winning, acquiring, tasting success. Friends abound. But then the twist, Purusasya tu Durlabha Sahaya. But for a person, rare are the true companions. Durlabha, rare, precious, not easily found. Sahaya is repeated, but now redefined. Not the ones we know lay when talfals apa, Patita Syapadi, for one who has fallen into misfortune. Patita, shall fallen, apad, shall distress, suffering. Dharma samsre vor, or one who has taken refuge in Dharma. This is the crux. When you fall, or when you rise away from the world toward truth, who stays? That's the test. That's the verse. So yeah, I shared this post to define good friendship more clearly, more tightly and meaningfully, closer to how the historical Buddha and early Buddhists must have understood it. And then, a good friend Joe appeared with an encouraging and inspiring comment. This is how it goes. Dharmakaya speaks as friends in comments sometimes too.
Brilliant. Thanks for the breakdown. It's like you pulled a book from the shelf that opened a hidden passage into, well, I don't know, haha. I know it already has me thinking about this concept and the changes I have been experiencing these past few years from lots of new perspectives. You are a good friend, Prem. I've seen people, even those Liv been closest to, growing increasingly frustrated and impatient by my way of thinking and communicating, and it can feel very isolating at times. I appreciate how you've always seemed to give me the benefit of the doubt, sincerity, and patience. From the beginning of my turn toward Dharma, which was during the last half of my recovery from a mental break that left me in a months-long rolling state of panic 24/7. I've never been good at grasping instruction. It doesn't stick, you know. Like with the rules of different kinds of algebraic equations, just hearing or reading them, it doesn't make a lasting impression. It's a manifestation of dyslexia, I think. I've always had to figure things out for myself. I've always had to find the whys, or the links of the chain preceding the link in question first, before things click, otherwise I cannot hold it in my mind. I could never be a historian and academic like you are, in so many ways. And your comprehensive reading knowledge dwarfs my own to an absurd degree. But you have always helped me figure things out for myself. What I misunderstand, blind spots. Significant context I'm completely unaware of, that later changed my entire understanding of what you were really talking about, that I missed in past conversations or posts. And you do it freely and are always willing to hear me out and give me feedback, even when you're drowned in messages, comments, replies. What you do is truly work. Reminds me of working 12-hour shifts, mixed day, night, all week long, doing work that truly has no end. You finish a shift and tell who's coming on as much as you know about your patients. Who to worry about, who to let rest, who to try and always bring someone with you each time you round, etc. There is no end to the work, but that the work must be done, no question. Illness, it's our nature to have illness again and again. In increasing degrees of severity for our entire lives, there is treatment for many illnesses. It can be learned, so it simply must be done. To not would simply be the wrong thing to do. In every sense of the word, wrong. The concept, particularly the Sanskrit and Pali cousin of the concept, which I learned much about right here on the Facebook groups, and it changed the entire scope of my understanding of the path, and so the nature of my own suffering and suffering I caused. And that suffering that led inseparable over 3 generations to mine, undeniably, and no one to truly blame, in a way I could truly understand for myself. That's a huge thing. In my opinion, you're an expert, like a scientist. So you have an obligation to inform. Because it's very important. It's a really big deal. Larger than probably most could even imagine. To just sit and watch silently would be unbearable. Would drive me back to drinking myself into oblivion on a regular basis. So yeah, you are a good friend, Prem. I just wanted to let you know, I do truly appreciate it. It's a big deal. Peace.
This was one of the first things I saw this morning during the morning notification checking meditation routine. It's part of this daily Dharma routine I've created. Part of it to keep me sane, and also to keep the groups flowing and growing in the right directions. Joe's been a good friend. He used to help moderate. And things change and the world happens and people do different stuff, and that's all good. And we haven't only agreed about things over the years. So now reading this message from him today in this time of turmoil, it's good to hear he understands some of what at least I'm trying to do. And doing is not separate from being. They're not two.
That response lit me up. It really feels like you heard what I've been trying to say all along. Or maybe more than that, like you understand what I've been doing this whole time. And yeah, the words matter. They do. But for me, it's always been about the weight behind them. The thinking before the words. The karmic current beneath the syllables. What you said about needing to understand the whys, about feeling the whole chain of causation before something sticks, that's Buddha Dharma. That's sharp. That's deep. That's discernment, not trapped in dualistic thinking. but able to use it with precision, to protect, to guide, to ripen beings, to wake them up when needed. That's the kind of insight the Buddha honored. Not rote learning, not clever-sounding platitudes that pass for wisdom, but carry no weight. What matters is the ability to trace the threads, to think clearly, to analyze and apply, until true seeing dawns. And when that happens, when the Dharma is touched directly, it's not just belief anymore. It becomes unshakable gnosis. That's the kind of mind that actually helps. And you've been doing that awesome snake dove work of bodhisattvas. You've seen it. I remember back in the day, your tone was a bit different. I never hated, but yeah, I did feel disappointed at times. A few of those times I dropped little reminders about how the Buddha didn't teach or praise eel wriggling. I wondered if you'd be upset, pull away, but you didn't. You're still here, still doing the work that matters so deeply to me, so I'm always grateful for your presence in this lifetime. And just so you know, if you ever want to help moderate the Buddha Gang spaces, that door is still wide open for you. But yeah, right here in this comment, I see how you've taken the wreckage of panic and breakdown and turned it into a compass. That's already bodhisattva work. One of the lineages I love describes that exact method with precision, turning affliction into fuel, confusion into clarity. It all becomes the path because it is all workable. If we're sly as snakes and innocent as doves, it'll keep unfolding. Buddha Gang, I mean. That's upaya. I'm always a little hesitant to say the path is endless, though, because we do walk a path with an end. That's the point. There is cessation, we teach it, we aim for it, but still for. We keep passing the torch back and forth. We tend the fire of wokeness for the sake of others, Elil others. Each of us holds it as long as we can, then hands it to the next. You called it work. And yeah, it definitely is. But it's sacred work. It's the kind of work the Buddha called worthy. The kind that doesn't always shine in worldly ways, doesn't always get praised by worldly minds, or by prathagjana beings stuck in shallow measures of value. But still, it changes lives, quietly, sometimes invisibly, but deeply. Like you said, there's treatment. We become Dharma doctors, and we train both personally, and so that we can most effectively liberate all other beings. So we offer it. Not because we're here to force people to believe this or that old priestly lie or story, but because we actually love them all and want the best for each. And sometimes, when needed, we carry them until they can walk again. I want to name something else. Your way of seeing through karma, through your own inheritance, through the 3-generation chain and its pain. That's wisdom. That's not some lesser, non-academic form of knowledge. That's felt knowing. That's gnowing. And it's the root of compassion. So, I'll keep doing what I do, and I'll hopefully keep enjoying seeing you doing what you do. And when the fire gets too hot, or the vow feels heavy, know this: you're not walking alone. I'm always happy to try to help however I can. Buddha Gang means something, or at least it means something to me, and you help remind me of that. You've been around a while too. You've seen it grow, shift, endure. It would honestly mean a lot to have your help pushing the Buddha Gang message with me. You carry the spirit of it already. Let's keep building it together.